And then the papa says, we have to celebrate this. This is the best thing I had ever hoped, is that my son has come back to me. So we're going to have a party. And it's not going to be a party just for his mom and his brother and I or the people in the house. Oh no, we're going to have a party. I want you to go get the fatted calf, not the skinny, scrawny one. I want the fatted one, and we're going to put him on a spit, and we're going to invite everybody to come, because guess what? My son is home. And this is what it's all about. I'm a papa, and this is my boy, and I have to celebrate. And so people come, and they are shocked. But the father has already embraced the son as a son. They cannot do the ritual anymore. So they come and they feast, and there's music and there's dancing. And it should end right there, because it's a story of papas and joy and children. But there is another son. And he's been out of the field. He hasn't heard what happened. He comes in at the end of a long day, looking forward to dinner, and he hears music. And he sees all these people coming up the road and heading into the house. And he's going, what's going on? I do not understand. This is not in the works. When I left this morning, nobody said anything about a party. And one of the servants says, well, it's your brother. He's back, and your dad is throwing this great big party. Well, that went over really, really well. Brothers cannot always be warm and generous and charitable to each other. Once in a while, they're not very kind to each other. And he was ticked. All he can think is, okay, wait a minute. First of all, you divide up all the property and give him half, and he loses it. He squanders it, he's gone, he takes off. He leaves me with all the work, and with the understanding that out of half of what you had, I am now supposed to support myself, my future family, and my parents as they get elderly, out of half of what they had. And now my brothers come home, and I'm sorry, but I know that boy. He's not going to be working hard, so now I'm going to be supporting him. And if he gets married, I'll be supporting his family on half of what I had. This is not fair. This is not right. I have stayed here and I have worked hard and I have shouldered my responsibilities, and now I'm supposed to come to a party because my brother's home? I don't think so. Now, the father has a choice. Again, because there's always choices. And he knows what the community would ask him to do. He knows what they would expect, because he has a position in the family and in the community of respect. And you don't allow your sons to pull that kind of attitude in front of your guests at all. So the appropriate and responsible thing to do would be to ignore him, to sit at the head of the table and oversee the feast and welcome the guests and pretend that little temper tantrum in the front yard is not happening. And when everybody leaves, then you take it out on the boy. It's the way. You certainly don't air your dirty laundry in public. But this is the papa. He's not thinking as a respected leader of the community. He's thinking as a papa, and his child is out there. And his child is out there angry, but he's angry most likely because he's been hurt. And he's a papa. He can't just sit there at a feast and ignore his kid's pain. So he does, once again, the unthinkable. Just like racing down a road to greet the wandering son, he goes up outside, weaving in and out of all the guests as they make their way to the table. He's going the other direction, out into the yard to stand next to his son. And he tries to convince him. It's like, don't you understand how great this is? Our family is back. We were broken and now we're whole. The son that I thought was dead is alive. We have a whole new chance to be family together, and there is nothing more important than family, than being able to give that love to someone and have them love you back. But the older son is at this different place. He's thinking, I know what's right, and I know what's wrong. And in this family, I know who has been right, and I know who has been wrong. And this is wrong. Can you feel it? The pain in the papa's heart as his son says that to him. Yes, there is wrong and there is right, but there is something beyond all of that. And the story ends there because it's left for you to finish. There is a father who goes by the name Papa, Abba, who has waited and waited for you every day, eager to see you take one step towards coming home, ready to celebrate and laugh and welcome you. And you are invited to walk through the door and take a place at the table and know what it is to be found and have that joy. Or you can walk on past, or you can stand in the front yard and debate about what's right and what's wrong. But there's a Papa who will do anything for you. And all the people say,